The Ottoman Empire, once a formidable power spanning across 3 continents, entered the 20th century a shadow of its former self. We had lost vast territories in Europe throughout the 19th century. The Balkans, once our stronghold, had slipped from our grasp. Nationalist movements chipped away at our edges, leaving our borders vulnerable and our people questioning the empire's strength. The young Turk Revolution of 1908 had promised to revitalize our nation, but instead it ushered in an era of political instability and military unrest. We were a wounded lion, licking our wounds but still possessing a dangerous roar. As Europe edged closer to war, we found ourselves caught in a dangerous game of alliances. The alliance with Germany offered hope, but it also dragged us into a conflict far grander and more terrible than we could have imagined. The world went to war in the summer of 1914, and our fate was sealed. We had joined a pact with a powerful nation, but our own internal divisions and the vastness of our empire made our position precarious. Our first major engagement was a disaster. The Gallipoli campaign, an attempt by the Allied forces to capture Constantinople, resulted in a bloodbath. We were victorious, but at a terrible cost. The victory was a rare bright spot in a war that increasingly turned against us. The war raged on multiple fronts, stretching our resources thin. We faced British forces in Mesopotamia and Palestine, a struggle for control of the vital oil fields of the Middle East. In the Caucasus, we fought against the Russian Empire, a conflict marked by brutal conditions and heavy losses on both sides. Our once mighty army, riddled with logistical problems and hampered by internal strife, struggled to hold the line. The war also witnessed a dark chapter in our history, the tragic fate of the Armenians. In the midst of war, suspicion and fear towards the Armenians, fueled by wartime propaganda and accusations of collaboration, led to mass deportations and killings. Thousands of innocent Armenians lost their lives. The events of this era remain a source of immense pain and debate, a stark reminder of the human cost of conflict and the dangers of unchecked nationalism. By 1918, the Ottoman Empire was on the verge of collapse. Years of war had exhausted our resources, decimated our army, and shattered our economy. The Arab provinces, promised independence by our enemies, rose up in revolt. The empire, once a symbol of strength and unity, was falling apart. The armistice signed in 1918 marked the end of the Ottoman Empire. The Treaty of Lausanne in 1923 formally dissolved the empire, carving up its territories and creating the modern map of the Middle East. The consequences of our defeat were profound. The collapse of the empire led to the creation of new nations, but it also sowed the seeds of future conflicts. The legacy of the Ottoman Empire, once a beacon of Islamic civilization, continues to shape the political and social landscape of the Middle East today.